All right, so now we're doing the inside turn in the polka. So the last pattern that we learned was the promenade. Now, another thing we talked about is to start and finish one link before we start and finish the next one. So I'm actually going to show you what the inside turn looks like. So we're going to do the promenade first, triple step, then we lead her for that inside turn and triple step again, okay? Here's one concept that you'll find throughout polka most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, guys, if you're turning her, she's going to turn for the first triple and not the second. So you're going to have a turning triple and a non-turning triple, okay? So if you watch this again, you have triple one, triple two, she turns for one, triples for two. So that turn is going to start and finish within that first triple step. It just replaces that triple step. All right, so let's talk about the ladies' footwork here real quick. I usually like to do, and you can do pivot turns or you can do chaîné turns. I'm a big pivot guy when it comes to when I'm turning her. But if we're in this position and I do that second triple, if you watch her footwork, she's going to go half, half, half. That's triple step and then triple step. She still has a triple step, meaning there are still 3 steps to 2 beats of music. It still has that 1 and 2 rhythm. She's just half, 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 all right? So if she starts facing this wall, and watch her footwork in slow motion, so triple step, from that position, I'm gonna triple step in place, and she's gonna go half, 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 and then triple
she falls.
Step, yeah. Preferably she doesn't fall. But so she's going to start facing forward. She's going to turn 1.5 rotations, and she's going to end up facing backwards. And that is going to start and finish all contained within that first triple step. Now, one thing I kind of briefly mentioned, but we'll talk about it a little bit more. In a promenade, she is beside me. If my line of dance is going in this direction, she's beside me. So what I want to do is at the end of that triple step, she's going to go from beside me to completely out in front of me, and we're in that line, so we can triple again. 2 things that we have to do to accomplish that. Number one, ladies, and I see this all the time, you have to be still traveling while you're turning, which is why I prefer pivots over chaînés for most things. If she is here, I'm going to try this by myself. If she's triple step, her left foot's forward, and if she goes half, 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 each one of those steps is consistently moving in that direction so that she can finish and do the next triple. She's not going to turn in place. So there's a huge difference between turning and spinning, and that's the way I would describe that. For me, spinning is rotating around an axis, like I'm standing here in place and I'm rotating around in one spot. Turning is exchanging weight and moving down the line of dance, which is what we want when social dancing most of the time. She's going to have momentum, her momentum is traveling down the line of dance, and we don't want to break up that momentum that her upper body has by trying to keep her feet in place. She's still moving, and so on and so forth. So the momentum is consistent and continual in that direction. So that's the first thing that has to happen. When you're making that turns, ladies, just make sure you're still moving down the line of dance. For the guys, we have to allow her to pass. So same as in two-step, she's beside me here, and when she finishes this turn, she's got to continually move. She's still traveling. I still keep my rhythm, but I do it in place. If I do that in place, keep my rhythm, but she's still traveling, that's how she goes from beside me to out in front of me. So it's kind of like 2 cars driving down the interstate side by side, where one car is just on cruise control continuing to move, while the other car taps their brakes to allow the other car to pass. So I'm not doing really much of anything other than keeping my rhythm, staying in place, and allowing to pass. Okay, so in earlier videos we talked about polka as having lilt, which is your bounce, okay? Ladies, don't bounce while you're turning. It's just like kind of weird, all right? So what we want to do for you is, if you're just doing a triple step, you'll have your lilt. But as soon as you start turning, he might lilt, but you stay smooth until you're done, okay? So we don't want to turn to actually like this, okay? There's nothing attractive about that. So, so just keep it smooth while you're actually turning until you're done. Okay, so from this point forward, there's probably going to be a lot of turning in polka, and you just want to make sure that that is smooth and continually moving down the line of dance, even while you're turning. Okay, so we'll show you that one more time. We're in promenade position, and we have triple one, triple two, inside turn, triple step, and that's the inside turn. One last note before we finish here. Polka music, believe it or not, is slower than two-step music. Okay? So polka music is slower. However, when you turn, you are going to turn faster in polka than you would in two-step. And the reason why is because when you're turning in two-step, you have a quick, slow for 1.5 turns. That's 1, 2, 3. In polka, you don't have 1, 2, 3. In polka, you have 1 and 2. So the beats are actually closer together, even though the music is slower. So you're going to have to turn slower or faster. Whenever you're turning faster, you have to turn smaller. It takes twice as long to get to here as it does to here. So the closer your feet are together, the faster you can take your steps, and the less downtime you have in between the centered points. So if my foot is here, and I move all the way to here, I'm centered at this point, and I'm centered at this point. If my feet are close together, I don't have to move my center quite as much, so there's not as much dead, non-balanced weight in between the two centered points. So to try not to get too technical there, I could have just said, look, to keep your balance and to turn faster, take smaller steps. So I could have just said that, but just do that. So, and that is the polka inside turn.